120 bitches.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You ever done a womp?
Are you vibrating like a tuning fork right now?
Oh yeah. I'm fucking lifting the pyramids.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I'm fucking harmonizing in the internal structures of my pyramid right now.
Oh shit.
Of my body. You know what I'm saying? That Trinity Force.
Tetrahedron?
Is that a pyramid?
Or some shit like that.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of the platonic solids.
Yeah, it's
you turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's real low.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I could barely hear myself. I was like, Bow, there we go. All right.
That'll do.
So what's up, y'all? We return once again with another tale from the deep.
Thank y'all for rocking out with us for so many episodes. If you haven't seen them yet, check them out. Definitely worth the watch, I guess.
Right. They are worth the watch. Just tap in, just see what we're about and join the journey. If you got any comments you'd like to share or anything you'd like to share, let us know. Comments or in the actual comments or in our messages or in person. Yeah. That's really what it's about here. It's about making connections and just communicating and unifying different personalities and people here, and seeing what everybody has to offer. And just people, you never know who you're talking to. Something I like to say.
Most definitely. You never know, man. Everyone has their experience, right? And their own, journey that they got to this point. That's like when you're talking about with, being a kid, right? And people just like discrediting you because you're young, right? You haven't lived a full life. You haven't done this, that, or X, Y, Z. But, the fact of the matter is you've done what you've done. You've lived what you've lived and you've seen what you've seen. And based off that, you have experience and knowledge off that, And it's bullshit to discredit that. You know what I mean? Because, you don't know what kids have seen. You don't know what they've experienced. Like I've experienced some crazy shit as a kid, you know what I mean? That's just my life. Who's to say what millions of other people have been through, And it's truly an asshole move to be like, oh, you're just a kid. You don't know. You're not there yet.
Right.
Blow it out your ass.
Yeah, you got your ass on your mouth. Talking out your ass.
Real though. Because, I'd be the same way as a kid, Because, obviously I didn't know everything. That's why I'm bouncing ideas off people. But it's like, yeah, that's how you start somewhere. That's how you get this understanding. You
got to share what you know.
Yeah.
That's one thing, in my class, right? My teacher, he has each of us lead, right? Lead the class with the level of understanding and knowledge that we have. That's the big thing. We got to learn to lead each other and ourselves. And also listen to each other and ourselves. So one thing I've observed through my journey in Tai Chi is that my teacher says that's how you get better. By sharing what you know. The more you share what you know, the better you learn what you know.
Definitely.
By sharing that with others. And then you see other ways around it because now you got this other personality that's also giving more a perspective, another lens to it. So now you're like, okay, I got to learn how to translate this information to this person in a different type of way that I didn't even know I might be able to see it. So now you get a broader perspective of how that lesson is. And then now you have more understanding behind it. And that's where growth really starts to blossom, is through that sharing and learning to figure out how how to work through the challenges that others also face. That may be a little bit different than you, but that shows you something,
Definitely, man. And personally, I've never liked the aspect of being bossy, oh, let me show you how it's done.
Yeah,
I always like the aspect of you're learning. When I can show somebody this, I understand it better. If I can explain it to you, it's different than, obviously I have a grasp of it, and then like you're saying, if you continually are able to explain it to people, then it builds your grasp and understanding too.
You just get better at it. You get more intricate, more precise, more profound with how you explain things, and it's an interesting journey, you know.
Definitely.
And like, for instance, we'll go back to the point where I was saying, it's a different topic, but so you never know who you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
So when I used to see my teacher when I worked at King Soopers, right? I seen him all the time. He honestly, this dude looks like a regular person, bro. You know, and then so I actually talked to him, had a real conversation with him about life and martial arts and stuff like that. I really started getting to know him. I was like, dang, honestly, I never would have expected this out of you. You just look like a regular person shopping at the fucking grocery store. But this dude's a fucking kung fu master, fucking 4-time over world champion. He's done movies. He's fucking toured with Slipknot and Five Finger Death Punch and shit. And I was like, dang, bro, what the fuck? You know, I was like, I was like, this dude just looked like a regular ass person wearing some freaking cool ass clothes. You know, I was like, that's what's up. And then now, I've been with him at the school for like almost 2 years, and I'm like, man, see, if I never would have looked past that sense, like, oh, he's just a regular person, I never would have started this journey. You know what I'm saying? I never would have been able to do this. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Or, you know, maybe it would have took me longer, you know what I'm saying, to get that understanding. But getting past that has been a freaking huge asset to me. And it showed me a lot, you know, So I like to give people an ear before I give them a mouth. Like, you don't know shit.
No doubt.
That fool's a fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. It's definitely, man, you know, you got to hear people out. You know, at least understand what they're trying to say, you know, to know what they're saying, you know, to form an opinion on what is being said, you know, rather than just making assumptions.
Exactly. And I'm so happy you said that, bro. I've all week, right?
Don't assume.
Yes, all week, right? I've been trying to fucking remember, because, all right, so I have this thing. I try to remember as much as I possibly can. So certain principles and key points I take note of in my head, and I run through them every so often. The 4 agreements happens to be one of those key points that I always return to. But for some reason, I can usually only remember 3.
Me too.
And I always forget what the other one is, and it'll transfer. I was like, man, last week, I swear I had that one last week. Now I got the other one. So like, what the fuck? So that was the one I couldn't remember. I was like, don't make assumptions. I was like, all right, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Always do your best. I'm like, what the fuck was the other one?
For me, it's always the middle two. I always flip, like don't assume and
don't take anything personal.
Yeah, don't take anything personal.
Those are the ones for me too, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is up with that shit, bro? Like, I see it like this. I think those are the ones that usually you're not as strongly connected to. You have to work on those ones a little more.
Definitely.
You know, and that's one thing I've been learning or seeing in myself. I'm like, maybe I just need to work on that more. That's why it's not there. It's not just naturally there because I don't know it well enough yet. I haven't really embodied it entirely. You know, it was funny, bro, because I'm walking the other day, right? I'm fucking going to a liquor store or whatever real quick, buying a drink. And I was thinking about this shit. I was thinking about the 4 agreements. I was like, man, what the fuck is these agreements? Because I had the assumptions the week before, and I was like, the fuck, bro? Now what is it? You know, I don't take anything personal. I was like, what the? Ah, man, I kept thinking about how that would happen. And I'm all walking. There's these 3 people walking up. So I'm looking in that direction. I'm in this serious ass mood. I'm like, damn, what the fuck was it, bro? I'm really thinking hard, you know. So I look over and I don't know, bro. This dude must have been having a bad day or something. He sees me. He's like, what the fuck you looking at? I'm like,
oh yeah.
He walks up to me. He's like, hold my shit. You know, telling his people, and I just look at him. I smiled. I was like, that's all love, brother. Like, I really wasn't even looking at this dude. Honestly, I just looked that way. I was like, oh, there's people over there.
Yeah. And
I'm like, really fucking thinking, focusing, you know. I'm like, fuck, trying to freaking get the information in my head. It has to be buried in there somewhere. And after I said that, he's like, it didn't look like love, you know. But his whole demeanor changed. He just walked off and stuff. And I was like, God bless you, brother. And that was it, you know. But that was an interesting interaction, you know. I was like, dang, man. was like, but it made me think too. I was like, dang man, maybe I just. It was that serious look. It was the seriousness of my face, and he didn't like that, you know. But I try to remember, you know, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt. Some people are really going through it. That's how I was thinking. I was like, man, honestly, he's probably having a rough day, bro. Maybe everything's coming at him today, you know. His whole life is hitting him. You know, like, oh man, you know, like I know how it be. Trust me, I be going through that shit too, you know. So I was like, yeah, man. There's no sense in fighting someone just because they're having a tough time, you know. And if he would have came at me and tried hurting me or something, then maybe, you know, of course, I'm going to defend myself. But, yeah, he didn't do nothing, you know. And once I told him that, when he realized I really wasn't trying to beef with him, you know. Like, I don't just be walking around, like, trying to fucking pick fights with everybody, bro. That shit's stupid. I walk around watching because honestly, most people are trying to pick a fight with me. I'm like
Gotta watch out for all these other motherfuckers out there.
Like straight up, I'm like, I'm chilling, bro. I ain't trying to fight unless I absolutely have to. But I get it. People are life's tough, bro. Life's tough.
Definitely, man. Like you're saying, you know, it's like we said before, you know, you don't know what someone's been through the whole day before you got there, their whole life, you know, and like their pre-experiences, someone looking at them, you know, it's, you know, you just don't know. And I was talking about this with my manager the other day too, because there was an associate, you know, who was just like very irritated with, you know, what we asked them to do. And then when we try to, you know, go with, you know, the next plan, it was like, oh, no, I'm you know, they were upset, which, you know, and I thought about it, I was like, you know, there's probably something going on. You know, like there's something going on. You know, he has a life. He has, you know, people in his family or whatever. You know, things go on. You know, and I'm not going to take it personal because, you know, it is what it is.
Exactly. And that's the whole idea behind not taking anything personal is that their actions and behaviors doesn't really have nothing to do with you. Mm. Sometimes people personalize shit, you know, and they'll attack you because they're fucking they or is he just having a hard time? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or is he just going through some shit, you know? There's a difference. Or is he just having a hard time? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or is he just going through some shit, you know? There's a difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or is he just going through some shit, you know? There's a difference. And you'll know. You'll kind of know. You know, if you have an idea like, nah, that fool, he's trying to tear me down. For real, for real. I could feel it. And he's always poking at you and always like, yeah, then yeah, he probably has a personal issue with you. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
outside of that, for the most part, it has nothing to do with you. But I want to say this, like that's the importance of kindness in this day and age, you know, is because that people are going through it. Everybody, you know, we all have our storms and our mishaps that we're dealing with, you know, and some people don't know how to deal with certain things well as others with, you know, certain things, or maybe it's something you've never even dealt with, something that nobody's ever even dealt with, you know, and they've been asking around or something and nobody can help them. Nobody can help them figure it out. So they got to figure it out themselves somehow. So they're like, fuck, man. They don't know what to do with themselves. It's a challenge that it's like the world just hasn't faced or something. Like nobody's fucking went through this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, you just don't know. So be gentle, be kind,
be thoughtful.
You know, it's not all about us all the time. You know,
it's not. I mean, it's about your survival and your life. But yeah, the world doesn't revolve around you. Exactly. There's a lot going on. It was here before you, and it's gonna be here after you.
Mm-hmm. This dude. Did I ever tell you about that dude Stranded?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's an artist. He's like he don't show his face or nothing. He's a freaking different type of a musician, an artist.
When you said the no face thing, reminded me of
Sickick.
Sickick.
Yeah, he's the same concept behind it. He has a mask. They all wear masks. His whole crew, they all wear like a mask.
Are they the same crew?
No, not
Oh, okay.
no.
Oh, you're talking about-
it's the idea behind it that Sikhic has, and you see a lot more people are taking that idea with like marshmallow, and you know they're just hiding their face, you know, so they don't have to be seen in the world because it takes the personalization out. That's how I see it. Now people don't relate that exactly to your person. It's that character. You know what I'm saying? But that's not necessarily you. You know, and it creates a detachment there that frees you from people's judgment a lot of the time. And that's what I think the idea behind that is to free yourself from the judgment of the world, like by just changing who you are in the world. And then people won't even see you. When they see you like as your person, they won't even make that connection because they don't even know that. You know, it's just it's something entirely different.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That's a different way to go about it too. I mean, I don't know, because I've known multiple artists, you know, like Hollywood and Dead, or even, you know, I mean, I don't really listen to Slipknot much, but I know of them and know about, you know, their masks and stuff like that. And it is an interesting thing because I think it would be, because you detach yourself, right? Like you're not out there, you know. Like, I mean, and there's that kind of aspect too of. Because, I mean, I think it'd be awesome to be in that, you know, scenario where you're being able to make enough money and stuff to provide your family and live well and, you know, be able to be out on the street and, you know, live normally, you know, somewhat. I mean, I'm sure some people would know who you are, recognize you, stuff like that, you know, but yeah, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have the thing you want to do best in life and also be somewhat, you know, anonymous rather than being... You know, because I think fame, looking at it from the outside, I think giant fame, like big global
Mogul influencers.
Yeah, that'd be
Face
crazy.
Of the world.
like Justin Bieber, you know, women chasing after you, screaming after you, like, oh my God, everywhere. That'd be so annoying. Like,
bro.
Oh.
I couldn't stand customers asking me for shit all the time. I was like, man.
Like, I couldn't stand it. Fuck that.
There's no way. I couldn't do it, bro. I was like, famous isn't for me. It's not for me. You know, I'm not chasing no fame. It's just, I'm just trying to live. Honestly, I'm trying to live and be well off. That's it. I just want to have my own and be able to help out where I can. That's literally all I want in life. And as long as I can have that, that's peace for me. Straight up. So like my house, you know, my animals, as long as I could take care of all that and keep up with that, and then maybe I could help this person out there, you know, by sharing something I've learned or whatever. That's fulfillment for me, straight up. And I feel that makes me feel complete with myself. And now because before I was like an evangelistic, like, what's the term? Not evangelist in the sense of like Christianity or religion or nothing like that, but like a fanatic of my own information, right? I had this fanaticism about things. I learned something and I'm like, bro, this shit's the way. You don't even know. I know some shit, bro. I'm telling you. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't listen to that shit, bro. Like, that shit's like, bro, you're a fucking freak. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out. Calm down. Like, like, I get it. Yeah, you have something to share, but yeah, bro, chill out. Like honestly, you know. And then if you put yourself out there like you're the only one, you know it. You know, then people just like, nah, bro, you're bullshit, because you don't know, you know, everything, especially in an aspect of that person's personal life. You aren't them. You're not them. We can do our best to understand people from the outside looking in, but you really don't know people. You know, you really don't. We have our understanding. Like this with this, I was just talking to one of the buddies that I stopped at King Supers real quick, my old job, and I was talking to homie. He's like, yeah, man. Like, see, the thing is, like, you have your own understanding of people, but you really don't. You really don't know them. You'll never really know people, what they go through, who they really are, you know, like how it is for them, because you can't be them. You're not supposed to be them. You're supposed to be you. You know? And no matter how hard you try to be anyone else, this is for anybody trying to be somebody else, all right? You don't know, no matter how hard you try to be anyone else, you can never be that person. You'll only be your interpretation of that person. So even in that sense, you're still yourself. So you could sit there, you'll sit there, and if you sit there and lie to yourself your whole life, like trying to be someone else or stuff like that, you'll never really be fulfilled until you realize that there's something special in you too. You know, there's something about you too that's great and that's meant to be in this world, and that is here, you know, for a reason, you know, like get in tune with that. I encourage anybody, man, to get in tune with that greatness, you know. I was drinking tea in class today, right? You know, some of the tea bags, they have little messages on them. Yeah. The message on the tea bag in class today was, relate to your greatness, not to your weakness. You know, you got to know your weaknesses, yes, and those are what you work on, and you bring them into greater places. But you don't want to focus on that because it makes you weak. What you focus on expands, you know. So you focus on your greatness and work on bringing that out. This one dude told me like this. He was like, see, man, I've been working on this for a while. You know, he's an older dude. He's like 40-something years old. He's a HVAC, like, he has his own HVAC company and shit, and he's kind of his own pioneer, right? So he was like, yeah, man, see, my thing is, I have this way of doing something, right? I have my own way, and I just want to finesse the heck out of that and really perfect that way for myself. That's it. And that's me. You know, that's how he said it. And I was like, man, that makes sense, you know? I was like, I get what you're saying, bro. You really just want to be yourself to the complete fullest extent. And just get really fucking good at that. You know, that's what everybody who's the face of the world, that's what they did. They figured out their niche, their own way, their place, and they just strengthened that, got really good at that. And then all of a sudden, everybody's seeing like, damn, that was tight, that's tight. Now everybody wants to be like them, not knowing that they need to be like themselves. You know, and that's how you become like them, in a sense. You could raise up to those levels too by being yourself to the fullest extent and pulling that out of yourself and really shaping that and perfecting that, refining that. Refining you know. And I think the issue is people just don't have the place for it. You know, there's not a container for, there's many containers, but people don't know where to look. You know, like you need the right environment to grow and to flourish and become the best version of yourself. Basketball's great. Sports are great. Freaking martial arts is a great place for development. Music, any point of creativity is fucking amazing for development internally, to work on yourself and to bring out your own personal aspects. So you just like, that's where it comes. Like, you just got to get out there. Risk being seen, like Jim Carrey said. You know, you got to get out there and put yourself into fucking into situations, man, and figure yourself out. Position yourself. Where do you stand here? You know, and that's where your development comes. That's how you start to become you. You're like, oh, okay, this is me. All right, that's you. Okay, well, this is me. We might be alike in this way, but I'm right here. You know, straight up. And that's one thing I've been working on is my position, who I am, you know, and that's the one thing I love about martial arts is that especially, you know, just the community and environment that I've been able to be in, you know, with the people, you know, that are on that similar journey of developing themselves and, you know, on different levels, working on their so we have four things, right? There's four things we fight with in terms of the study of Tai Chi that I'm doing, which is our ego, arrogance, conceit, and our fears. These things are what we're fighting with on a day-to-day basis, every single day. and you are working on it every single day, how to overcome all 4 of these things every day. And that's what the study is based around, helping you observe that. Observe what's inside of you and seeing how that grows and develops, you know, and then you learn how to develop it yourself and refine it and how to work it yourself. You're like, well, honestly, that's not working, and honestly, that's not the way to be. Maybe I could do something different. So then you start repositioning yourself in a different type of way, and because you have to, so you can be stronger and be better, a better version of you, you know, and find your space, find your place. That's my encouragement, you know. Learn, not find it, learn, because when you find, you seek outside yourself, you know. You want to look in yourself, you want to see within yourself and learn yourself, know yourself. You know, they didn't say find yourself. That's not the ancient freaking proverb or koan, what the fuck ever that was written on temples. It was know thyself. Yeah. You know, and that was one thing I picked up on in like the New Age movement. You know, people are all, oh, you got to find yourself. You got to find yourself. You got to find yourself. And that was a misrepresentation of the journey. I feel like, I don't know who put that out there or who said that. No, I'm not knocking that person, but it is misleading. That whole phrase misled me for a long time, and I was looking outside of myself to find myself, right? But that's not the journey. You got to know yourself. And then, once you know yourself, you could be yourself. And you start to get comfortable with yourself, and you learn to accept yourself and appreciate yourself and love yourself. And, you know, all this other stuff comes with it after you know yourself, you know. And then life is great. Like, it starts to lift you up, and it's like beautiful, you know. And like that's where I'm starting to feel like I'm at now. I'm like, man, you know, I feel like I'm starting to really get somewhere. You know, I had so many walls, I had so many restrictions, bro, and I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. So that's my message here today, is to encourage others to really get comfortable and into themselves and bring that out to the world, because that's what we're waiting for. We need somebody. We need something that somebody is holding inside themselves. Straight up. The world needs it. It might change the whole fucking game. And if you hold that back, you're holding everybody back. So risk being seen. Get out there. Just freaking take a risk. Take that leap of faith and jump. And just see what comes of it. You never know. It might be something amazing. And if you fall flat on your face, get up again and try another jump somewhere else and see where that is. See if you fucking fly. You might fly or something. You might learn how to fucking levitate, bro. Like, who knows what the fuck you have to offer to this world, bro? People are fucking internally just hiding their greatness because they're scared. We're scared because somebody put us down for who we were or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. Like,
definitely, man. You got to be you. You know, live free. You can't live in fear of what others think of you. You know, because if that's what you're gonna do, then you might as well just give up now. Because others are always gonna have an opinion of you, and it's not always gonna align with what you see of yourself. And it's like going back to the 4 agreements. I really loved how Miguel talked about how, like, you know, he said, you know, when someone tells me, Miguel, you're handsome, you know, or someone tells me, Miguel, you're ugly, you know, like, either way, they have no effect because, you know, he doesn't take it personal. And it's interesting that way, too, because, I mean, obviously, you know, if you're coming from a loved one or someone who truly cares about you, it's a little different, right? But, you know, it is an interesting way to look at it because, like, no matter what, like, you should be, I mean, it is kind of reptilian, but you should be unfazed, you know? Like, you shouldn't let shit just, you know, anything just jerk you around and play with your emotions to get you to do this or that, you know, be easily played with, you know, because you have to have that understanding of what's, you know, like, what is really going on, you know, like what, you know, not to be that way, but, you know, sometimes people have motives, you know, and there's ways people go about things, and it's good to be present, you know, and know what people are telling you, you know, and listen, yeah, but, you know, don't always take it in, you know, Because, yeah, someone's telling you, oh, look, that shirt's stupid, it looks ugly, or, like those shoes are weird, they're too bright, or, whatever. Like, yeah, it might just be an off comment, but sometimes that can really hit somebody really deep just because, oh, I love those shoes. I just got them on sale. They're really cool. And
and it feels like a personal attack.
Yeah.
You're like, that's me. I love that shit. But they don't, like that's not, it has nothing to do with you.
Exactly. That's just their opinion.
Yeah.
And how they see it and how they've grown and learned and taught and da-da-da.
Exactly, man. That's something I've struggled with too, but the 4 agreements have helped me really put that into perspective. How much I was internalizing, the outside forces of this world, and you gotta learn how to be able to block it out, and push it off of you, and just let it go past you. Just don't let it phase you, bro. Just, my dad says it like this. He's like, you can't let anybody knock you out your square, like people are gonna have their opinions of you or whatever the fuck, but you gotta be able to hold your ground, man. Like, that's where you're at, bro. Like, just let that shit go by you. Like, my teacher says, he's like, you gotta you're the matador with the bull, right? Okay, you boom, boom. You put yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there. That's your little red thing, your cape. We'll give that's the idea, right? Boom. The bull is the person, right? But you just let the bullshit go right past you, bro. What you gonna do? Stand in front of the bull and get hit? No, that's dumb. You stupid? Like,
yeah.
You just let the bullshit go right past you, bro. Like when he told me that, I was like, damn, that's a good way to look at it, And the best defense to a punch is to not be in the way. If you don't get hit, nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the idea, That's what martial arts is really about. That's the real fight. It's deeper. The Art of War talks about it and everything, It's not really about fighting. It's not about war. It's about not having to engage in that and learning how to navigate so well and prepare yourself so well that you know how to diffuse situations. Like I'm starting to learn that, like with that whole dude who was trying to fight me the other day, I was like, I've observed a couple times, I've had a lot of people on the street come up to me and try to fight me, and I'm like, man, honestly, like, this is not what it's about, and yeah, I could assert myself or show I'm tough, or I could do all that, but what does that get anybody?
Right. What's the benefit?
Straight up, bro, like, hard-headedness.
Proving you're hard.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you hard. Oh, you tough. Yeah, cool shit.
Yeah, they're gonna put that on your tombstone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, motherfucker, hardest motherfucker alive. Now he dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, bro. Like, that shit don't matter. That shit does not matter, bro. It's how you think yourself. It matters, but like, how you treat others matters more. Truly, that's what you're gonna be remembered by. If you treated people like shit, you were fighting everybody your whole fucking life, beating people up, putting people down, destroying people and shit, people aren't gonna, they're like, oh, when you die,
fade away,
bro. You're gonna fade, bro. When you're not gonna eternalize, you won't be eternal. Eternal is in the eyes. It lives in the heart. Eternity lives in the hearts, in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And that's like Kobe Bryant, bro. Like, people look up, he's eternal. Everybody's Kobe, but it's because he was a good person. Bro, Kobe Bryant was a shitty person, bro. Fuck Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe was a great person, a great individual. Nipsey Hussle, okay? If he was a shitty person, fuck Nipsey. Fuck that fool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure people he has beef with certain people and piss off, whatever the fuck that might be. That's not my deal. But at the end of the day, people are gonna remember how you treated them. People are gonna remember that shit, bro. And they carry that shit with them their whole lives. And kindness, you can never stress that enough, bro. Kindness is to the utmost importance these days. And That's what all the prophets are talking about, you know, is being that a good person, you know, treating others right. The golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. Like straight up, you want to live eternal. That's how you're going to live eternal. It's by treating people right, doing right, living right with others. You know what I'm saying? And there's no other way, because if you do it, if you just, like I said, man, you separate, create division and shit like that, people are going to be glad you're gone. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to feel nothing for you. Nothing.
Yeah, man.
Can you blame them?
Respect goes a long way, you know. Just, you know, yeah, treating people right. Like you said, you know, treating people as you would have them treat you. You know, it's not that hard. You know, like we talked about on last cast that'll be coming out later. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, we keep treating people like an asshole, you know, people are going to treat you like an asshole. You know, it's just, it's that environment you foster and create. And, you know, it's all, yeah, you know, it's all together. It's all one, you know, and you gotta do right for it to be right. You know, you can't be, I mean, you know, there's crazy scenarios out there. You know what I mean? You can't be doing evil and expect to, you know, have great outcomes. You know, it's not to say that it doesn't happen, but, you know, it's not ideal. You know, it's not the way it should be, you know.
Right, exactly. I've been seeing it like this, bro. Evil is completely unnecessary. It has no benefit to anybody. It doesn't help. So, like, I don't know why there's really evil in this world. I don't know, honestly. People could come up with their own theories or say this, that, or the other. But nah, evil lies in the hearts of men, bro. Okay? It's there. If you're evil, it's in your heart, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know when someone's really evil or when they're doing something evil and not good, you know, and it's like not the way, bro. Possessiveness, control, dictatorship, you know, like,
yeah.
God doesn't do that shit. God, like, I don't believe that. Okay, I heard it like this, right? I was listening to a sermon the other day. He was talking about God and the old covenant and the new covenant. The old covenant before the flood was God. He was mad at us because we weren't understanding, you know, and we were just confused, and we couldn't get it. He's like, well, I'm gonna cleanse this world of all of that, you know, and he freaking brought a wave. He's like, destroyed it all. Only the people that really listened were saved, or whatever. You know, that's the story of the Bible. I'm not saying it's not true, but I wasn't there to say that it is. So I can't really say. But the idea, okay, the principle of the matter is the old covenant was God cleansed us of that. And now it all flourished, reestablished itself, and he left us. That's why we have the rainbow. In the Bible, it says the reason we have the rainbow is because that's God's promise to us that he's not going to bring that type of destruction to us again. And that's the beginning of the new covenant of forgiveness. You know, the old covenant, the Old Testament and stuff like that talks of condemnation and things like that. But the New Testament, where Jesus comes in play, he dies for our sins, and forgives us and understands us where we're coming from and the basis of all of that, right? And after that, we are forgiven. Now there is no more condemnation. He died for everybody. He didn't say he just died just for these people no, he died for all our sins. All our sins. He died for everybody. Okay? It's not a chosen people. That was the Old Testament. Okay? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay? There's probably going to be people biblically correct and be like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I get it. I don't know the Bible completely, entirely. But I'm learning, you know, and I'm open for dialogue and stuff like that. So I know that they talk about the chosen few and this like that and the other. I don't necessarily believe that there is a chosen. You know, I believe that there is people. I believe people are just people. You know, maybe these are the chosen people for this basis of things, you know, but that's the thing. They all, like, everybody says they're chosen. All the religions, they're like, we're the chosen people. We're the chosen people. Maybe you actually might be, but maybe it's just for your culture and that basis of things.
Yeah.
You know, and the idea that you're chosen and everybody else is condemned, I believe is wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, and we just got to move past that, you know. So God, like I said, God gave us free will and he allows us to learn, and we got to go through our own stuff. So with that's evil. The evil is the possessiveness, the control, the people who infringe on others' free will and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about, like, devil. I don't really believe in it. I don't even like saying the word because it's nonsense. But that's what they're talking about. The evil. You know what I'm saying? That's the devil. Is the evil in the world that comes from people that tear others down and beat each other up and freaking kick each other and fucking want to create all this division. And that's what all these teachings are working to get us away from, to unify people, to bring connection, you know. And in the Bible, it says, not word for word, don't take this is exactly biblically correct, but Jesus said this. It was somewhere in Matthew. It was when he was met praying or something. And yeah, I need to read a little more on it, but he says it like this, okay? If you go out and you just only associate with your own people, you're no different than the cult leaders and the heathens who do the same. They only associate with their own people. You're supposed to associate with everybody and greet with everybody, even if they're not of your background. Doesn't mean you chill with this person all the time, like, oh man, me and this one rock hard. Nah, but you gotta be cool. That's like people nowadays, right? You got people walking around. They're like, "Hey, be cool, be cool." I really think there's more to being cool than you know, just being cool. Like, hey, be cool. You know, just a phrase or some shit. It's not just a phrase, bro. Being cool is like,
it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, bro. You gotta be, you know, they call it hot-headed, right? Yeah. Be cool, bro. Like, why are you so hot-headed? You, like, straight up, like,
live the chill life.
Chill out, cool down, bro. Like, why are you so heated all the time? Bro, like the way we word things, like the words that we use are very, very, they're literal almost. It's crazy, you know, like there's so much there. And you got to observe that and really learn that so you can learn how to discern it, you know, and establish your basis. And that's why I love the dictionary, bro. You fucking learn so much from the dictionary. You get the etymologies and shit. And you want to go that deep. You really do. Because if you don't, someone might already be that deep. And they might use that against you, honestly. Because there are people like that. I won't lie to you and say, oh, all people are good. No, there's evil. There's people that love to do evil. Literally. They thrive off of it. I don't understand it. I don't need to understand it. But that's a thing. It's a thing. Mm-hmm. You know? It might just be a disturbance in themselves or something. I don't freaking know. But some people really thrive off that shit. And it's not the way, man.
Definitely, man. It's sad, you know? When yeah, you know, it is useless. You know, like, what is it? What fruit does this bear? You know, like what
bad fruit fall off the tree by themselves, bro.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't make sense.
Rotten fruit, it doesn't hold, bro. It just falls. And
it's not to say, like, you know, obviously everyone's life's different, right? You know, so if you're making a living doing what you got to do, you know, it's hard. You know, obviously crime is rampant, and it's going to happen regardless. But, it's people are put in different situations in life, and people are, given different opportunities than others. It's not to say that anything's okay or right or acceptable, but life is different, and some people go through it differently. And, it's crazy to see, that, because I was watching this about Somalia, right? And like how piracy is so huge because all these offshore drilling companies are here taking all this oil, but not a single person who works there is from Somalia. They're all brought in from all these other countries to man these, drills. And then they have, no real jobs around. The best thing is fishing. But, now all the fish are gone because they fished them all away. And all this oil's dumping into, rivers and shit. And it's, it's bad. And so what are they to do? Obviously, piracy isn't good. Taking people hostage and holding people ransom, it's not good. But it's, in desperate situations, they're trying to survive and feed their kids as well. It's crazy. It's not acceptable, but it's their economy. It's how they're able to survive and keep their kids fed.
Yeah, man. Like this, in the old days, you had the freaking classism is still a thing. Okay. Yeah. You got the people like outside, for instance, you have the street people, you know what I'm saying, that are freaking in survival mode, right? Trying to freaking make the ends meet. Whatever got them there, that's on them. But sometimes the only thing they could do is steal something. Like I was there, bro. We grew up in the hood and shit. Like in the, not we were kind of less. A lot of us were less fortunate. We didn't have it all. Our parents didn't. They didn't have it made. They struggled, check to check, and it was like you had to find a way to survive sometimes. So you would do certain things just to survive, just to live. But it was necessary. It's not the best thing to do. Okay, it really isn't all the time, especially if you grow up and you can really provide for yourself. That's the idea. You want to get out of that. You don't want to do that just to stay there. If you're gonna do something, Nipsey, right? Perfect example. He grew up in the hood, gang life, right? But he used all of that to his advantage. And he turned it into something else and made himself different from it. And then he brought that same understanding to the people to unify gangs and, change the basis of things, to give a different image to a gang member. Now gang members are fucking businessmen and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got gangsters who are freaking running their own companies, bro, because the inspiration that Nipsey left. Maybe it wasn't just him. Maybe there's probably many more other than him that don't have the notoriety like that. But that was his mission. That's what he set out to do. He grew up fucking trying to make ends meet, selling dope. Freaking boom, they're hitting licks and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was to survive. But once he figured it out, like I could make something of this. That's what he thought. He's like, maybe I could do something. I don't know. That's not his words exactly, but that's how I think of it. That's how I see it, from the outside looking in. Like, I'm thinking he was like, maybe I could do something here for my people, or even maybe if it's even just for myself. I could do something better. I could take this stuff and I can invest it in business. You know what I'm saying? And I could freaking make something great out of something that wasn't so great. Like, sometimes beauty comes out the mud, like the lotus flower. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, the lotus grows, it blossoms in the mud and shit. At night in the darkness, and like the whole metaphor behind it is freaking just beautiful. Like I love the lotus flower, and it's a beautiful freaking plant, bro. Like when I read about it, I'm like, dang man, to make it through the like Kevin Gates, get it out the mud. Like straight up, that's the idea, bro. Like that's what he was talking about. I don't know, maybe that's not his exact understanding of it, but that you gotta push through the bullshit, bro, and bring yourself to greater places. Sometimes, especially like this is probably geared to people that come from poverty and that are less fortunate. You got to push through. You got to break through that fucking ground that, you know, and position yourself, man. And you can do it. Look at all these people that did it, bro.
Yeah.
All them people tell you all time and time again, they all doubted me. That's why you hear that a lot. They're like, oh yeah, everybody doubted me. They try to slander, they try to put me down, but look at me now. And you know, those aren't the exact words for everybody. Everybody has their own way of saying it, but that's the idea, bro. Like, you come up, bro, regardless of your situation. You got to rise up and be stronger. Be stronger than what's happening to you. And you never know what you're capable of until you're put into you hit rock bottom and you're put into a corner, and you might get a sense of urgency like, man, I need to fucking do something different.
Yeah, man. You know, like I was saying, you know, help isn't coming. Like, you are the reinforcements. Like, it's all on you. You gotta. It's kind of weird talking about, like, so, like, free will, right? I think that's kind of a misnomer, you know, because it ain't free. You know what I mean? Like, these actions have consequence. Like, they're heavy choices. Each and every one you make.
You pay the price.
Ripple the waves of the ocean eternally. Yeah, if not you, somebody does. You know, there's
at the expense of your own actions.
Yeah, there's a price. It's not free, but it's, you know, it's interesting, you know, because
you have free choice. That's how it's said now.
Yeah, freedom of choice. Yes, but it's, yeah, man, it's, you know, it's heavy. You got to be mindful of that shit because, like, yeah, the butterfly effect is sort of real, right? You can knock something over here and piss somebody off over there. You know, you just got to be mindful, you know, and be cautious of what you're doing. All
right, the four insights, right? Wisdom, power, and grace of the earth keepers. It says that. That's also why I give people the benefit of the doubt, because it was talking about, like, the same idea that Jesus said was, forgive them for they know not what they do. And the earth keepers, they say it like this: people sometimes they don't realize it, but they're accidentally inconsiderate. They don't know to consider things, you know, like, it's just they literally are oblivious. They completely don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's how a lot of people are in this life. And that's the reason you give people the benefit of the doubt. People don't know any better, you know, like, and it's a thing. It's been known to be a thing that that certain peoples will withhold knowledge just to keep people down.
Yeah, definitely.
And knowledge is power, you know? So if you have all the knowledge and all the power and you know all this different shit, but you ain't sharing, I ain't sharing. I'm not going to share my ideas with this person because I'm going to beat this motherfucker when I get a chance to challenge him. Yeah. Right? Everybody wants to one-up each other.
Great leaders and great mentors share what they know because they're not afraid of the knowledge, because the knowledge is there already. You know, they're just the ones who got there first and were able to get it and retain it. You know, and like I said before, there's no knowing. There's only remembering, right? So you got to be able to remember that. And what's the point of, you know, because we forget, you know, everything I feel is forgotten in time, into antiquity, eventually. And that, you know, given enough time, that will happen. But that's the point of sharing. You know, that's the point of telling. Because what, are you going to take all the shit to the grave? You know what I mean? And it's what good it's going to do you in that coffin? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that shit could have really helped somebody.
You know, you could have inspired somebody to truly go on a different path and change the world, you know, just by sharing one piece of knowledge.
And that's why you got to share yourself with the world and don't withhold. You can't withhold yourself from others because you're holding others back too. You know, you come out, right? They always say it like this. You come out with your full greatness and potential. You encourage others to do that same thing, because some people might see that. They're like, man, that dude could do it. Maybe I could do it too, you know? Like, maybe I can be as great like that, you know, but in my own way. You know, some people have that understanding, and they're just waiting for some type of inspiration or something to hit them, you know, but you've been holding back. You've been holding in away from everybody. Maybe you just don't know how to share or whatever. Whatever your case may be. Try work on getting past that wall. Break through it. And you never know. You might be the butterfly that changes the fucking world. Straight up. You know, you share, man. Get out there. And I'm fucking calling Cody out in particular. Fucking share. I fucking love that dude, bro. And I've been trying to tell him he needs to share more with people and put himself out there more in the world, because he has some very inspiring notions in that are just natural to him. You know? And bro, he like his, especially with some of his music, bro. Some of it's like just freaking kind of just, you know, like he's just fucking around. Mm-hmm. But he has those serious songs, bro, that speak to the soul. And it is like, I'm like, bro, you need to put this out there. And he's so overcritical, and he's like, oh, I don't know how people are going to see me in this, that. Sorry, I put your business out there, bro. But, bro, get out there. Get out there, bro. I fucking love you. And I'm telling you, more people love you, too. And you just you'll be happier with yourself, bro, if you just freaking come out. And maybe we got to get you on the podcast and freestyle with us a little bit something. But, dude.
Definitely.
Dude. That dude's a freaking... He knows... I'm not saying he's a fucking like... He's Jesus or some shit, you know, or he's a freaking... He's Muhammad Ali or Muhammad this... He's his own person, and he has a lot to share with this world. But if he holds that back his whole life, and he doesn't share with certain people or with enough people, with the world... He might have held the world back that much longer for that many more generations, you know, or not just him, you know. There's another person out there that has been doing that for real, straight up, you know. Another person out there that is holding back. I've been that person too, and that's one thing I'm working on right now is sharing. You know, that's why I love this podcast, because it's been giving us that opportunity to share and to put ourselves out there. And I've been facing, you know, mishaps and restrictions and walls and. It's there, bro. You know, but you got to push through. You know, I was really touched in my soul today, in my heart today, at this 16-year-old girl who came to our school, right? My teacher's friend, her daughter or something, she brought her. I don't know. They were new. It was their first time there. And this shit really touched my heart, bro. My teacher, right, he gets this plank, and he has this girl. He has her write the things that she doesn't like about herself on one side, and then on the other side, she writes the things that she fears. And she's the you know how people break wood, right? Yeah, it's the idea. Breaking through, bro.
That's cool.
Breaking through. You're going to break through this. You see this? She broke it, bro. First try, like nothing. Boom.
And it open palm or? Open
palm, yeah. And, you know, she shared her fears and her what things she didn't like with us and stuff. And that takes a lot of courage, bro. You know, that was her first step in breaking through. And she did that, and then she broke the wood. And you could just see how it affected her. It made me want to cry, bro. Like straight up, I was like, bro, that was beautiful. I could just see how that really impacted her. She appreciated it, you know. It was like, thank you. Now I like telling you, man, and that's the idea. Like, you see people breaking through all this stuff, and people think it's about toughness, and no, that's not what it's about, bro. In martial arts, it's about overcoming yourself, breaking through your own limitations and all of that, man. Like, when I seen this 16-year-old girl here at this class do that in front of my eyes, bro, that inspired the fuck out of me, bro. I was like, heck yeah. Fuck yeah, that is dope, bro. I was like, that's what's up. I was like, that's why I love this dude. I'm like, it's because that's just how he is. He just does that. He doesn't. Nobody asked him to do that, bro. Literally, he just does stuff like that. And I'm like, man, bro, he's human. Don't get me wrong. You know, we all have our things, you know. But he does stuff like that, and that's just the way he is, bro. And I'm like, man, I love you for that, for real. That's why I love you, bro, because that's the kind of person you really are. You're just trying to help.
Yeah.
Straight up. And it'd be effective as fucks a lot of the time. He's helped me a lot, you know, and I could tell he helped that little girl, you know. And the thing is, it's not that's what he's like. It's not about him. You know, that like even teaching, or he doesn't even call himself a teacher. He just says he's sharing. You know, he's like, I'm not a teacher. That's arrogant and pompous. So sharing, he's sharing this stuff with us. It's just information. It's all information. It's just here. But this is my version of it. This is how I see it, and this is all the information and the stuff that I have to offer. So here, but that's the idea. He wants us to also do the same. He encourages us to do the same with the world and to share with others like that, and to help others, you know, and to be there for others, and to do that same type of thing for others that is being done onto us, you know. And he's been a great influence in my life, you know. I'm really happy to have met this dude. It's all divine will and God given, God willing, and I'm just grateful, you know, because. Man, I'm not knocking anybody. There's a lot of great people just like him, and I've met many more after him. He was just the first one that touched my soul, man, like that. And I was like, bro, I'm rocking with you, bro. I fuck with you heavy, you know. And that's why I'm your student. And I'm not even like I'm more like we're family, you know. Our school's it's like a family, bro. It's not like I'm above you or no, bro. We're all in this together. That's our big thing there. We say where there's unity, there's strength. You know, so it's about standing strong together. You can only do so much by yourself, man. But when you got your people, you're empowered. You know, like you see the people in the boxing ring, right, or in the cage. They have their corner. They're people that empower them. I don't know if that fighter would be able to make it in there by himself. These people, sometimes, you know, they're there. The things that they say help keep them there. They're like, oh shit, oh yeah, you're right. But when you're inside yourself, sometimes, man, and you ain't got that positive encouragement, especially if you're the one tearing yourself down. Oh man. They say a house divided can't stand on its own. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it is so true. You know, that's why you got to surround yourself with people that love you and care about you like that, because they'll bring you back to yourself every time, and they'll always lift you up. They're going to lift you up like, no, come on, man, that's not you, man. Like, you know, don't get out of that. Come on, seriously, bro. You know, you remember. Yeah, see, exactly. You know, and they give you this type of encouragement, and they're like, I'm telling you, bro, kindness goes a long way.
Most definitely.
Generosity goes a long way, man. Give freely, everybody, man. Give to somebody. Do something nice for somebody. You know, open a door for somebody, man. People, honestly, like, I know me personally. When I see somebody walk in front of me, right, out the store, and they just don't hold the door, like, it's just common courtesy. When you don't hold the door, I'm like, well, fuck you too, bro. That's my internal thought, automatic. That was my first response. I'm like, fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? Or this fool cut you off. Oh, and consider, like, fucking asshole. You know, like, be considerate. Like, you know, like, think about each other. Be considerate. You know, you're not the only fucking person here, bro. Like, we're all here. Like, there's billions of people, or, you know, on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You can't consider every billionth person. You know, like, I get it. You couldn't even fathom that type of understanding. You know, it's just a lot. Maybe one day we could have that capacity, but that's a lot, you know, and I get it. You know, sometimes you'll mess up. We all make mistakes, you know, but be mindful. Be mindful and be considerate of what's going on around you, who's around you, you know, and what people may be going through. Because at the end of the day, man, one day that might be you. And would you want somebody to be like, fuck that fool, or you want somebody to help lift you up?
Definitely. Yeah, man. Just remember to be mindful, be considerate, love each other, love yourself, take care of each other, man. And let's finish on this one.
Let's bust a freestyle real quick, bro. All right, I got the rain on the side, create another rhyme, straight up from the mind. What's up? It came from the time it was now. So here I am, and I'm found in place, never lost. It's a marathon, not a race. I'm a boss, been given this grace to live this life and sit in this place and finally be here, even if I'm not given no fame, because I don't need so many people that are sitting and trying to spit in my face. Fuck that shit. I guess I gotta come back with a fist at times at life because it wants to hit you hard as shit. And sometimes it's right. It's just trying to give you some correction, some instruction, some direction. It'll keep coming. So be constructive with your essence and continue the ascension.
Forevermore, never slow, always going, never bore, going deeper, because you know what's there, the lessons. It's going to show you what needs to be done, what needs to be learned, what you can glean, because there's so much to be seen from here, far, and forevermore. Open your mind and listen to what they say. Sometimes good, sometimes nay, but always listen more, because something can be found from those you don't agree with. You can become one if only you want to be it. So go out, explore, don't stay in. Your journey has just begun. But you know, this is what it be, because life is quite the journey. And you must go forevermore until you cannot go forevermore. But you will be forevermore unless you not treat people the way
that restores.
That restores. For that is true, and that is love. Be one, rise above.
Amen. That was like a prayer, bro. That was tight. Straight up, like your words carry. It's powerful. So use your words wisely. Love, give. Be happy. Stay healthy, everybody. Consider each other. Drink water. Save the planet.
Yeah, man. Quit fucking littering, guys.
I'm tired of it.
Let's save this fucking planet already, guys.
Straight up. If you're in your community, just pick up at least around your outside your house with your neighbors and stuff. At least do that. You know.
Yeah, man. If you guys need a wake up call, shit. The hottest days on Earth have been in the past, couple months.
Straight up.
So it's like...
Yeah, Colorado is humid like never before. It's fucking insane.
But yeah, guys. Love each other. So, hey. Fuck racism. Look up Emmett Till.
Straight up.
If there's something that should lie in a grave and be fade into antiquity, it's racism.
Racism and division.
Yeah.
Straight up.
One and the same.
Straight up, pretty much. Exactly, yeah. Prejudices. Yeah. All that shit, bro. Like, nah. Yeah,
man. We have more in common than makes us different. We're all the same on the inside. It's just the outside that looks a little different.
Exactly. We're red. We all bleed red, bro. We're red on the inside. On the outside, we do look a little different, but we're the same color, really. Yeah. My teacher says it like this. He's like, black is just a darker shade of white. White is just a lighter shade of black. We're the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that.
I was like, that's beautiful. I was like, that's a beautiful saying.
What you do to others, man, you're doing to yourself. So man, look up Emmett Till. Sad stuff, man. Let's be better. Let's do better.
Yep.
Teach your people to be better. Spread the knowledge on.
And keep it going.
Yeah.
Stay live. In effect.
Forever.
Yeah.
Peace and love, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for rocking out 120 with us.
Boom. Fireworks. Freedom reigns.